Welcome to the Phoenix Podcast, where we discuss mental health in the Black community. Tune in for weekly episodes with your hosts, John and Chris. So this is episode insert number.
That one.
Oh, yeah. This is how we do it. Montel. He's tall. He's a tall dude. Yeah.
Tall dude.
Super tall.
And sometimes he talks like this.
Yeah, with a voice like that, right?
Like that, yeah.
It's like, you're like, bro, what's coming out of your? That's
and
the
he says,
voice,
"Don't make fun of my voice,
right?
I won't get you."
Or even Mike Tyson. He didn't. You expect him to be. Hey, Mike, don't be coming after us, all right? We're just
This is the Phoenix Podcast.
big fans.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're big fans.
Yeah, of course, definitely. So, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm going to get a bit personal.
All right.
Why I'm saying I want to get a bit personal is because over the past few days, there's been a lot of stuff on the internet about fat shaming,
Right.
targeting people because of their weight,
Right.
making fun of them, abusing them, etc., etc. And I think it affects one on a mental level as well, because you know what would it say that you are what you eat,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and you're only as old or as young as you feel.
As you feel.
And on a personal level, I have noticed that I have become a rather jocular individual.
Jocular, rotund.
As in rotund, exactly. Very ample. Full-bodied.
Well said. Well said.
And it's not time for ho, ho, ho. So
That's right.
exactly. But
Yeah.
ho, ho, ho is actually a lot to blame for, I guess.
Yeah.
But I am determined to make that change. I'm determined to go, embark on the journey.
That's wonderful.
And it's a mindset thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to cut out a lot of things that I like, sweet things,
Right.
chocolate,
Right.
biscuits,
Yeah.
sodas.
So, like, was it like comfort food for you, or this is just a habit that you've developed over?
I guess
Over the years.
I guess it's a habit. I don't know if it's comfort eating, because look, over the whole COVID-19 period,
Mm-hmm.
who hasn't been comfort eating? I mean, you're at home, you've got nowhere to go.
That's true.
You've got if you're fortunate enough, you have your entertainment,
Yeah.
Netflix, Showmax, whatever it is.
So you get comfortable.
You get comfortable, exactly. You can even work from home,
Mm-hmm.
you're leading a sedentary lifestyle.
True.
Where you going? You have curfew as well. So if you're stocked up, or you live within walking distance of the grocery store,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah. I mean, even now, you just pick up your phone, boot up
There
an
you go.
app, and
There
you
you go.
order. They deliver straight to your door.
exactly.
I mean, everybody delivers. McDonald's, KFC.
Mhm.
What's that chicken place here? Chicken Inn.
Oh, chicken.
Yeah. All these places, they all deliver. But I stay as far away from these places as possible. But I guess it's a situation where the mental effect, it's all compounded, right?
Yeah.
Whereby you're in a situation where there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of anxiety attached
Yes,
to it, and
yes.
it affects your mental health tremendously.
Mm.
Well, now, yeah, you might develop certain habits, but also there's a comfort in satiating certain cravings.
Comfort eating.
Comfort eating,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So again, and also that double with, for instance, sugary food, like for instance, candy, chocolate, this and that, sugar in your beverages, and you become actually addicted to these things without even knowing that you're addicted to them.
Yeah.
That's the power of sugar,
Yeah.
right?
Because even like at home, there's what I call my happy place,
Right.
in the kitchen closet.
What's in there?
Yeah, my happy things. There's biscuits.
There you go.
There's chips.
Yes.
There's crisps.
Nice.
There's chevda.
Oh.
There's happy things.
Oh.
And the fridge gets even happier with chocolate.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm happy that you're embarking on this journey, and I want you to know that I'm there with you 1,000% to I got your back. as your accountability partner,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You say the word, and I'm there. I'll be there, and whether because fitness is one of my things, and nutrition and stuff like that. So we can definitely do certain things, and even during the course of this podcast, we could even talk about these things, develop further, maybe even inspire certain people to
Exactly.
to do the
And
same.
we're gonna go on this journey together, all of us. 'Cause-
Yeah.
And you'll see. You actually don't see the changes because I assure you, within the next 2 or 3 weeks, I will not be this jocular.
Well, that's wonderful news.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the podcast, folks. Welcome to the Phoenix Podcast. I'm your host, John.
And I'm Chris.
And today, we're getting a little personal with Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. He's embarking on a journey to make healthier lifestyle choices.
Exactly.
Right. And don't get me or Chris wrong. This is not about crash diets. It's not about fad diets. Okay.
No.
It's about, making the right choices. And it could be something as simple as instead of reaching for a chocolate bar, you reach for a piece of fruit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also one of the things that you got to realize, if you given the choice, right, to have a glass of juice or a piece of fruit, always go with the piece of fruit. Right. Because what happens is when you dump a lot of sugar into your bloodstream by ingesting that piece of fruit, unless you got the pulp in it, you're really just like boosting yourself up, and then you're gonna crash, right? A few, maybe 20 to half an hour later, 20 minutes to half an hour later, you crash. But with the piece of fruit, because of the fiber that's actually in the fruit, because Mother Nature is smart.
I know.
The fiber releases the sugar into your bloodstream slowly. But when you drink the juice, it's just like the floodgates are open.
Now, part of this realization, and I've got to be honest, is because of the presentation I went for last week.
Right.
The Salad Master guys.
Yes.
And what I saw, what I learned, including the fact that apparently everything that comes from underground is already nutritious in its own. As
Absolutely.
in, like a potato, you don't need to peel a potato.
No. Just wash it.
Wash it and just...
Yep. Absolutely. And it's and even a lot of fruits, right, that are above ground.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of principle because through photosynthesis, right, they absorb the vitamin D, all the sun,
rays,
right?
Yeah.
So even an apple, unless it's laden with pesticide, I don't recommend even touching that. but you're supposed to eat it with the peel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's
even
a lot
mangoes,
of
by the way.
there's a
even
lot of
mangoes,
nutritious value in the whole fruit itself.
Exactly. So we actually do ourselves a disservice when we, like you say, peel a potato. And also, I discovered that also cooking with oil and water is not necessarily the best way to go about these things.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think some of us got it right. I mean, when I say some of our earthlings, people on the planet. Some of us.
Republicans as well.
Right, exactly. Some of them got it right. They, for instance, the Mediterranean cuisine, right? Olive oil and that stuff. That's actually pretty good for you. Like cold press, especially because heat is not introduced in the process of actually extracting the oil, so you retain all the nutritional values. So, and you're not supposed to cook with it either. You drizzle it on your food, like on salads and whatever, pasta and whatnot. So there's lots of good value in there. There's also coconut oil, cold pressed.
Yeah, which you always recommend.
Yes, extra virgin coconut oil. Yeah, I make a mean popcorn with coconut oil.
Seriously?
Bro. All right, next time I'm going to make some and I'm going to bring you some. You tell me what you think.
And I also understand that food should be cooked at is it 86 degrees?
I've heard different things about that. I'm still not ascribed to that. Like, I mean, temperature is temperature. Whatever you cook, you introduce temperature to, you're gonna basically deplete certain nutritional values of certain things. So as far as exact temperature, I'm not quite sure. But the best thing actually is raw because you retain all the nutrition and whether it's broccoli or carrot or whatever. But because we also, our digestive system has been accustomed to like cooked food. So if you want to go, like, for instance, raw vegan, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It takes a little bit of adjusting, and you might have the runs for a while. it's your body's
We're
like,
not
yo,
talking sports here, people.
no,
Trust me.
we're not talking about the next marathon. So it's like, we adapt, because for instance, if you go on a cleanse, you go on a diet, or let's not say diet, you go on a fast, and you go on a cleanse, coming out of it, you have to ease back into it slowly, right?
Yeah.
And what ends up happening, your taste buds now readjust to your new sort of like, palate. Your palate is like, there's a reset. And certain things that you might have thought that you loved, for instance, sweets like sugar, it becomes hyper like offensive to your palate. You'll be like, whoa, this is what I've been eating? A piece of cake will be vile to you.
What?
Yes.
Ah!
But then again, as you readjust, you learn to portion control. And you say, you know what? I'm not gonna have a quarter of this cake. I'm just gonna have a sliver of, and then you're satisfied.
And you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Because, you'll realize that, because, for instance, if you like fried foods, like, French fries, or what do we call them here? French
Chips.
fries, chips, right?
Yeah.
If you like chips and fried chicken and stuff like that, coming out of a cleanse and a fast, it'll disturb your stomach first time you eat it. And you gotta now know your limits. I mean, I still have fried chicken once in a while, but if I have too much of it, my stomach will let me know real quick. Within 10 to 20 minutes, I know. I fucked up. Now I got, and that's the thing, right? With your body, your body's like this good friend, right? Like your best buddy, your bosom buddy, who keeps showing up at your door, and he's knocking on your door. Yo, you open up. Are you home? You just ignore him. Day 2. Yo, what's going on? You home? Open the door, right? And then he keeps doing that. Everybody's got their own limits, but eventually, you know what your body says? Your body was your buddy. You see what I did there?
Your body's a buddy.
Yeah.
Good.
So it says, you know what? Nah, forget about this guy. Just let him do whatever, because he's not listening. Because your body will let you know quick. If you eat something that your body doesn't agree with, it sends you signs. And if you pay attention, it keeps telling you these things. It's like, okay, he's listening. So let me deliver the goods. However, if you keep ignoring your body, and then it just says, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Just let him do whatever. Eventually you'll wake up.
I mean, like people who are psychosomatic, you actually have a physical reaction.
Absolutely.
To when you're feeling bad or when you're feeling depressed, your body actually it reacts.
It tells you.
You got a flu or something.
Yeah. So it's the same thing with food. And if you for instance, there's let me Google it. There's what they call the blue zones of the world. Have you heard of that?
As in the oceans.
No.
And the lakes.
But
Hey. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here all week.
Yeah.
And twice on Sundays.
Yeah. Let me Google that for
And
you.
by blue, you don't mean
That could have been that.
Okay.
No, the blue zones is actually where there are these zones in the world where people, I think there's 7 blue zones, where people lived the longest in the world.
Japan being one of them.
Yes,
of course.
The centenarians mostly, right? So these zones, they all have stuff in common. Okay, they all have certain things in common, and a lot of it revolves around food. Believe it or not. Okay. For instance, let me bring up some of the blue zones. All right, cool.
Nepal?
I don't think Nepal is one of them. Let's see. blue zones. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there were like 5 major ones, but I think now there's like they added 2 more. I mean, it's now there's 7. So of all places, Loma Linda, California
What?
is one of them. Right.
Really?
There's a lot of centenarians there.
So Florida must be there.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Florida's not there.
Yeah, God's waiting room.
Right. So exactly. There's Sardinia.
What?
Sardinia, Italy.
Really?
Yep.
Even after COVID-19?
Well, because now the COVID is an outlier, right?
Okay.
It's basically just something that nobody could have predicted. Nobody has an indication that this was ever going to happen in our lifetime. So that's, it is what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah. There's
what it is.
Nicoya. That's in Central America. There's Icaria.
Which is where?
That's somewhere in southern Europe.
Okay.
Right, and there's Okinawa in Japan.
Japan, of course, yeah.
So these are the places. And one thing that a lot of these people have in common is their diet.
Please don't tell me that fish is a major part of their diet.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay,
No,
good.
not necessarily. Okay, this light's bugging again. Not necessarily. But what ends up happening is one thing, actually, it's not so much the food they ingest, it's what their methodology. A lot of them never eat past when they feel like 85% full. Which is now when you're satiated. You're not just eating just to satisfy, you know what I mean? Like for gluttony. You
this sustenance.
Exactly.
Eating for the sake of eating.
Right.
Yeah.
So they reach a point because also they usually have small plates.
Bowls. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
You see the Japanese and the Chinese. They eat with the bowl. With so these are the things that they do. And another thing also that they do is the friend circle of friends. They all have the same group of friends. Like they congregate together. They laugh. They drink. And then also work, okay, manual physical labor, whether it's just mopping the floor or a garden, tilling the soil, planting roses or whatever.
There's
activities, right?
Yeah.
Something that nourishes the soul at the same time. It's like Zen, the art of
exactly. Yeah. Meditation.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are some of the things like the blue zones, right? They espouse is basically, and also there's a lot of them are semi-vegetarian. They eat meat, but they're not vegetarians. They're semi. I think I consider myself a semi-vegetarian.
What's interesting is that in those blue zones, nowhere there does Africa appear.
And you would yes, I think the research is kind of skewed because there are a lot of centenarians on the continent. Somebody needs to do something about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe we should.
But where in Africa would be?
Should just go anywhere. I think even here, for instance, in Kenya, you know how many people that I've met is we're going to Shags to see Shosh. How old is Shosh? 98, 101, 102. We're gonna go see Grandpa. How old is Grandpa? 105, 110. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Because again, remember those guys? They eat organic.
Yeah, they do.
They're not into the fast food stuff.
No.
They're not into a lot of sugar.
They don't do Weetabix. They don't do cornflakes. They don't do. What happens is they wake up in the morning and they have a full meal. By the
There
way.
you go. Yeah,
Have a full meal.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have mokimo.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? They have
Washe.
huduma.
Yeah, doma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say huduma?
Huduma is customer care. Yeah.
Right, huduma
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
Right. They don't eat that. Right? It's not a food group. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
No, but they have like a full meal.
yeah.
And then they'll go out and till the land or look after the animals, whatever it is. And then maybe they'll have a short nap under the tree at noon or something.
Yeah.
Maybe have a fruit or something. And the next time they come home in the evening, by 5 o'clock they've had what is their version of dinner.
Yeah.
And they're done for the day.
Yeah, exactly. They go to bed early, wake up early, early risers.
Yeah.
So, semi-vegetarian, okay. Physical activity is one of them. Social engagement, which is, the friend circle. Social, very important.
Yeah, not the bar.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's social engagement, but
yes. Okay. Stress reduction is another one. Okay. Stress reduction. Again, see, this is what moderate caloric intake, which is now your